In the first full week of the Biden administration and the final week of January 2021, investors will get an idea of how the state's fared in its closing quarter of 2020. Top of investors' list will be any sign of progress on Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID-19 stimulus plan. So far, the markets have treated the announcement with caution, aware that there's a big difference between what a bill looks like before and after the Senate chews it up and spits it out. Nancy Pelosi has said that the House of Representatives will be completely ready to pass the bill by February 1st, when the full chamber is back in session. But that's the easy part. Though the 50-50 upper chamber is tipped in the Democrats' favour, the filibuster rules require 10 Republican senators minimum to back the package. Any headlines related to the likelihood that it will escape the Senate in a recognisable enough state could drive the markets this week. Fighting for investors' attentions will be the Federal Reserve's first meeting of the year on Wednesday. Jerome Powell and his FOMC pals may be reticent to act until they see how the stimulus package plan pans out. At the same time, US data hasn't been looking too perky in the last couple of weeks, especially on the jobs and retail front, making it a tricky early get-together for the Fed. The week is also notable for providing the markets with their first look at the USA's fourth quarter GDP. Estimates are suggesting growth of 4.2% of the annualized rate, which is not much more than a tenth of the 33.4% rebound seen in the third quarter. As for the rest of the economic calendar, the CB consumer confidence number is released on Tuesday, followed by durable goods orders on Wednesday, the usual jobless claims figures on Thursday, and the Chicago PMI and pending home sales on Friday. If that wasn't enough, it's a mega week for earnings. On Tuesday, Microsoft is expected to see adjusted Q2 EPS rise 7.9% to $1.63 year on year, with revenue climbing 8.8% to $40.2 billion. Focus will be on its Azure cloud services arm, which is heading for revenue growth of 41.4% year on year. Wednesday's in a triple whammy with Apple, Tesla, and Facebook all reporting. The bespoke social media giant and conspiracy theory petri dish is heading for Q4 EPS of $3.20, while investors will be paying close attention to monthly and daily active users after both grew 12% year on year in Q3. Tesla's Q4 update is expected to show earnings per share more than double to 85 cents, with a 35% jump in revenue to $10 billion. This is after it revealed 180,570 deliveries for the fourth quarter earlier in January, a tad higher than consensus estimates. However, I think deliveries for the year fell short of 500,000, which was below what analysts had been expecting, which is potentially fair given that, the first half of the year was completely wiped out by the pandemic. Finally, Apple could be heading for its first ever $100 billion quarter when it posts its holiday season Q1 results, with estimates of $105.2 billion. That'd be a 14.6% surge year on year, thanks to the launch of the iPhone 12 and the rise from working from home. The Apple and Microsoft updates especially will impact how the Dow Jones does this week. Obviously, Apple is going in with incredibly high expectations, so it might not take much for investors to turn on the stock if it misses even slightly. Beyond that, as mentioned, the Fed meeting on Wednesday is sort of the centerpiece of the week, with any kind of murmurs around how Republicans are viewing the $1.9 trillion COVID stimulus plan potentially impacting sentiment as the week goes on.